All of my life, I wanted to be somebody. If somebody would be so mine. Can't go to places I want to go. Spend money on my blow.
Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins, aka JEL. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and we're streaming live on my Facebook, my X, and hopefully soon on the Dragon's Den Facebook page, coming soon. But
After
tonight I'm
technical,
joined, right,
I was just gonna say after the technical difficulties.
right. Joining me tonight is Brandon, Mr. Get Some on X, and Miranda at Miranda Nicole 84 on X as well. So say hi, guys.
Hi.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's happening, everybody? We're going to try our best to have this stream without any interruptions tonight. We are obviously dealing with AT&T outages and Verizon outages over the last day or so, and of course now there are reports going around that there is another Chinese spy balloon that is floating over Colorado as we
Oh,
speak.
I
Jesus
seen
Christ.
that like right before we got on here, and I don't know. I haven't heard about it, Eric.
So I don't know,
Yeah.
what's happening necessarily, but hopefully we'll actually shoot it down this time and not let it fly
Mm,
all over the entire coastal United States.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. But I thought that wouldn't be, bring this. It would make it funny to record this. So,
Bro, you
so yeah, why not? But anyway, hopefully it won't be a big deal. But if we lose internet, maybe there's a reason. I don't know. We'll find out. But if we do, we'll try to get it back up. But anyway, so yeah. So what's going on, guys? Before we get too started, though, I want to just give shout out and let Miranda and Brandon kind of explain a little bit about our theme song and who did that for us and who provided that. So why don't you guys let us know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
anyone?
the theme song is with a group of guys that we met when we moved to Indiana and we started working at Cook. They were local artists, X and Q or Q and X. I don't know if I'm gonna give out their real names, but anyway, they had this song and they played it for us, and then they invited us. They were doing a show at the Bluebird, and we went, and it was a dope experience. I mean, uh, X can rap, Quentin can sing, play any
Play the
instrument
piano. He
apparently.
can play drums. He plays with the
Yeah,
'80s band.
yeah, he
They're
does
just
this
very
80s rock thing.
talented.
Yep. So we asked him, when we were going to do this, we were like, "Hey, would you mind if we used your guys' song? Because it's like kind of what we want to convey." Um, and that's for everybody. I mean, you shouldn't. You always have dreams of bigger things, and
Mhm.
don't let nothing get in your way. And that's what this song is. Don't let anybody stop you. They didn't. And you know, they are where they are now, but it started there. And we just wanted to kind of pay homage to that. And then again, because
Mhm.
it was important to us at a point in our lives, in our relationship. So it just kind of rode along with us.
Mhm.
Right on. That's pretty cool. I just think the song is absolutely outstanding. It's a little difficult to edit into an intro, I will say, but
Yeah.
it was a great job by those guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate all their help, and that's awesome. So
I want
um,
to give a shout out to Jackson, who is watching the stream.
we got a lot more people watching this stream. I've noticed already. We'll get into some
Uh,
comments a little bit later, guys. So give us some time to kind of get acclimated and get the show rolling here. But we'll get into them here soon. Won't be able to answer everything
no.
because
Mhm.
obviously you do that. We'll be here all night long. But
Mhm.
we also wanted to discuss a little bit about why we're starting on February 23rd. Instead of, I mean, we did do a stream a few weeks back before the Super Bowl started and doing our predictions for that. But Miranda and Brandon especially had a good reason for it. And I'll get into mine here in just a second.
Go ahead, babe.
Okay, hold on. So Brandon and we went on our first date on March 23rd. We were 23 years old when we met. Hey, Jackson. I can hear his video. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Remind me, babe. I got to look at my
Mm.
post to
So
think of
the
all the
number
reasons.
23 is kind of been like kind of a part of our relationship. That's kind of when it started. So we kind of wanted to coincide that number with us doing something together, us launching something we both want to do together. So uh, we picked the 23rd, but the reason why it's in February is because Anaya uh, was our last child, uh, our youngest child, our daughter, and her birthday was the 22nd. So it was close, it was real close. But we wanted to kind of go from, as a family, this is where we completed ourselves here. But the number 23 is where that began. So that's why it's kind of like an end of where we are as a family as far as our completeness. But now the 23rd is the beginning of a new uh, kind of journey or chapter in the book of our life.
So on the 3rd of this month, which was 2-3, I wrote a Substack and I named it Angel Numbers. Since Yusuf started at Cook, he always looked at numbers. 333 was his lucky number. Every time he'd see it, he'd say something. There were times where a picker would land on 666 for their last picks of the day, and he'd make them pick again because he would not say that number. Well, 222 was mine. Every day I would see that number. Anaya, you know. Other numbers I see all the time. It's kind of crazy the way it is, but the more I talk about it, it's kind of like reaffirming that there's something there with them. So if anybody out there has any knowledge in numerology, I am more than willing to learn more because it's driving me crazy.
Right on, right on. Well, I guess for me personally, the reason why November 23 is not necessarily as important as November 20, or I'm sorry, not November, February 23rd is not as important to me, but February 24th is. February 24th is my mother's birthday. And she passed away, what is it now, 22 years ago at this point, from complications from diabetes. So I just thought it was cool that, we celebrate, Anaya's birthday and, my mom's birthday just kind of happened to be pretty close together.
That's
So I thought
dope,
that was
though.
really cool
Yeah,
that we all had this kind of date that was pretty close together. So I thought it was,
that's dope.
yeah, yeah. So Miranda was telling me a little bit before the show started that she was listening to somebody on her, what was it, podcast or something you said you heard him from?
No, I heard it on my MP3 player that I have at work because I'm not allowed to have my phone at work. So it's a local radio station, 98.7 out of Bloomington, Tony Katz. And I was just surprised because he was so conservative, and to hear that coming from somebody in Bloomington, I was shocked. But he's getting ready to go to Israel and actually interview people there and get,
Wow.
real information because he's a journalist and that's what they do. And he's talking about when they fired Catherine, what's her name, from CBS.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
They just fired her the other day and they didn't let her have her computer, any of her stuff. They're keeping it all.
Oh, wow.
And he says, and I agree with him, every journalist there walk out until they give her stuff because she has information on Hunter's laptop, all kinds of things that she's probably got dirt on, and they're keeping it and they fired her.
Oh, wow.
Why cover it up for people? Like,
I've never been one for censoring, anybody in the media. Even if sometimes I feel like a lot of times our media tells flat out lies, I do feel like the freedom of speech should be allowed, no matter which side it is. So, and it's for us to decide what is true and what's not.
Then I heard on, I think it was a different show. It might have been his show. They were talking about basketball, IU basketball, and how the women are doing really good and how the men suck. And how their coach is in it. There's no, I mean, Tony was mad about it. He's saying they need to stop going. The fans need to stop paying for tickets. But if it's the coach's fault, fire his ass. Don't give him a 7-year contract worth millions of dollars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I don't really follow IU sports as much as I should.
I don't either.
Live in Bloomington. But
since I work with a bunch of people that follow it, I have to hear about it all day. And do you remember Bob, the little Bob from work? He worked in inventory. Little old man. He's 80 some years old.
Off the top of my
He
head,
was
no.
a picker for. Okay.
I used to start
Well,
fights with him every day.
I know Cass
Yeah,
is watching this
Brandon-
show. She probably remembers.
I used to
So-
fight with him every day. Like I used to, like when we go to clock out or we clock in or whatever, and I see him, I try to square off with him every day. Like I would just pick
Every
a
day.
fight with this old man every day.
But he's at PTS now, and he goes to every IU basketball game.
I know a lot of people who do.
Yeah, but he's mad at them. But he loves the girls.
Yeah.
Well,
I
got
know,
him going today. It was fun.
Just to kind of get into a couple of comments here. We got
Oh,
a few
hold
new
on,
people watching.
hold on. Ty just
Ty,
went off on
who
me.
I wanted to get on this show at some point. He said Tony is on 93.1, which is out of Indy. He may have a great book. I'm not sure.
Yes, you know what? Ty did tell me about him
Yeah,
before.
Ty
I
got
think.
me the book.
Oh, fuck.
Apparently, she's heard of it.
Yeah,
No, we have it. It's in the house.
he's got me like a
Ty
whiskey
bought it
book
for
and this
him.
barbecue book that Ty got that this guy did.
Yes.
And as I
love him
suspected, Kathy
too.
knows exactly who you're
Um,
talking about. She says, I
Also,
love
Yep.
Little Bob. So
Miranda, Ty said, it ain't Woodson's fault. Lazy ass players and they're young. Okay, so calm down. All right.
where did he put that? I don't even see that in
Nah,
here.
that
Well,
was a
then,
personal message
Is
he
it
sent me.
true?
Oh, I
Is
see.
it true that a basketball team can get a penalty if the players boo the player or the team? I'm sorry, the fans boo the players.
No.
I don't know about booing.
Well, somebody
Maybe
else.
College is way
Yeah.
different than stuff I watch in the pros sometimes,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But
Somebody else from work said that it used to be that way, and I'm like, isn't
Well-
that free speech?
yeah, well, you know how is nowadays sometimes.
I know,
But,
especially in
I mean,
Bloomington.
the closest I heard about a sport ever doing something like that is like I think when the Buffalo Bills fans were throwing snowballs at the opposing team last year, and
Mm.
they made a decision like, you keep throwing them, we're going to penalize the Bills because
Yeah,
so I get that. I
remember
mean, that's
that.
a little more than
Yeah.
just
But they
booing
put
something.
snowballs and they do a buildo on the field, so there's also that.
oh.
Yeah, so that's mad different than just booing.
Ty
Bills
also
fans
says
are
I have
crazy.
season tickets and they may be getting burned.
Boo.
So apparently he's not a fan of what's happening this season. So I mean, I don't blame him there.
Well, don't burn them. Sell them to some other dummy that wants to go, and don't buy them next year.
He said he didn't. Well, he also says I didn't go to the last game because I was so mad at how they were playing. I mean, fair. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
I
they
mean,
were saying on the radio.
that's what they always say, like in the movie business too. Like if you don't like what's being shown to you in theaters or on screen, just don't support it with your wallet. I mean, that's all you
Yeah.
could really do.
Yeah.
I
Hold
mean,
on
at the end of
one
the day.
second. I want to give another shout out to my man Rich. I haven't talked to you in a minute, brother, but I'm glad you
Oh,
tuned
hi,
in.
Rich.
Right on. It's good to see. We got, like I said, a bunch of comments and coming. I got some from my family. I'm gonna try to sift through some of these and see which one we
Yeah,
can
I'm
go through as
scrolling
well.
through 'em. I'm scrolling through them. I got you, Kent. Your new
Yeah, I
folks love you,
guess
by
I'll
the
go ahead and
way.
answer the one I'm sure my brother-in-law wants me to ask. Do you think we will see self-driving vehicles in our lifetime, as Elon keeps saying, or has Musk been shocked by his own company's batteries one too many times? I don't know about that part, but
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think, honestly, society is fully ready for shit like that because we as people tend to take things to the extreme no matter what. Not everybody, I'm not saying everybody's going to do this, but you're going to have a handful of fucking idiots. Look, I realize we had this conversation a while back too about when we were younger and like the stupid shit we did to entertain ourselves, right? Where we did all kind of just because we were bored. Could you imagine, especially now with the shit kids are doing? Like, man, they ate Tide Pods. Like
oh
that's
god,
real.
forgot
Like,
about
that happened. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Wow.
so if you give something like that to some people who already have that mentality of just taking shit to the extreme levels, there's always going to be one asshole to fuck it up for everybody. Would I love to see it? Yeah, I would love for it to be a self-driving, where fully automated to where like you just pop in your car, set a destination, and you just sit back and relax. You know what I'm saying? That'll make family trips way easier.
Awesome. I hate driving.
Make a
Yeah,
long
that's
drive to
it.
Iowa very much, more
Yeah.
easy for me. I'll say
For
that.
me,
Yeah.
it's not a
Just be
concern
curious.
about the technology because I do believe the technology can be there and will be there. it's about the human interaction with that technology.
Do you trust it? Like I'd feel
Well-
weird not doing it
Well-
myself now.
And,
You know,
and then again, the flip side to that is you always have those people who are like, I just do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look,
Hey, did you see what the AI did the other day?
yeah.
depends on what you're talking about.
Well, there's a bunch of different ones. There's the
Whole-
Google that are not. Was it Google? They won't show white people achievements.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that
And then
AI,
there
like
was
if
one
you
that
type
beat
in
up
like
somebody.
show
Robot?
like military from back in the day, like it wouldn't show them as white people. Even if you type in, you know, can you bring up a white person? It wouldn't do it. So and again, I look at that as in the AI is not, you know, discriminating who or what not to do or whatever. It's being programmed to
Yes.
answer a certain way. So whoever's doing the
until we have
programming is
honest
being very
people-
discriminatory. So it's
So
not
again,
good.
it's not the technology; it's the human interaction with the
Yeah,
technology.
the human element of it
Again,
is a very
like I
dangerous
said,
thing.
I believe the technology can get us there and beyond, but at the same time, you still have that human element to it. And everybody, whether you like it or not, has their own biases and beliefs, right or wrong. Your beliefs, your beliefs, your biases, your biases. Whether it's right or wrong, that still influences a lot of things that you do.
Kathy
Even
wrote, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off. I was
No,
just
you
going to say, Kathy wrote, I have trust issues, ain't going to work for me. So
see,
I
that's what I'm
totally,
saying, like,
I agree with her.
and you will have that people. I mean, do you think about Terminator, right? Just I know this is far off, but just roll with me here. Not everybody was all rolling with this whole Skynet thing, and then like you see how it played out, and then the future, and then all this other shit. So like, there's always that element of not knowing, and so, but again, it's the human aspect of that causes things to go over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Rich.
But would I love to see it? Hell yeah. I think it'd
Yeah.
be dope. Just like the whole bullet train thing or like the whole, you know, the not instant travel, but you get what I'm saying, like with the jets and all that other shit.
This could be a long show. We got a lot to cover. We're still
Exactly.
getting with the comments,
A
but hey,
computer
we're having fun
program
here.
reflects the
So,
person
yeah,
writing it.
is this your friend that you talked about, or is
Yeah.
this somebody different?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my man.
Yeah.
Rick.
Okay. So yeah, he's absolutely right about that too. I mean, it's just
And
you know.
speaking of the person writing it, so this book, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson. It was written in 2023. If you don't know Elon, I'd read it.
It's an interesting fucking book. I'll tell you that. Like,
He's led an interesting life
brother,
from childhood till the night he bought X.
it's
He
absurd.
stayed up all night playing video games.
Really?
That's how he made his
And
decision.
then decided at like 5 a.m. to buy it.
Yeah, that's how he made his
Or
decision.
if you don't like to read, Audible has it.
I mean,
It's
just
wild, dude.
Because I
just
really would
speaking-
like to start a book club.
I mean, just speaking from personal experience, making decisions to purchase things at 5 a.m. is usually not a right idea. Not
No.
for my bank
But
account for sure.
He'd
but-
already been up all night.
right. I think now I know he gets a lot of flack from certain political circles, but I think he's done a great job with X. I really do.
Yeah,
I mean,
he has.
He's allowed
But-
people to say what they want to say, and that is really what freedom of speech is all about. When you start censoring stuff is where I start to have a problem with it, and that was going on before he purchased it, whether people want to admit it or not. So, but I'll bring up my sister's comment here. I think the risk for human error is too great for that to happen anytime soon, due to the fact that to remove human error, you have to provide self-driving cars to everyone and get rid of the old cars. So, yeah, I mean, if you have self-driving cars and people driving normal cars, how is that going to work? Now, I thought I saw a video somewhere that there was one guy who was driving. It was like driving a Tesla who wasn't even driving the car, but he was wearing the VR headset. We mentioned it on one of our old podcasts, like about a week or so ago, and it was driving itself. Now I don't know if it was like the entire trip or just small section
For a
of the
certain
road or
day,
what.
yeah.
But
So
it sounds like the technology is kind of there.
for me, like, I guess if I was designing something like that, the easiest way to go about that for me personally would be you would still have like just lanes essentially. If you had a car designated to the self-driving lane, but it fully encased in whatever, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that, you know what I mean, and then you could still have the open road for people who choose to not do that route, you know what I mean, you could do that. But she's right, as long as there be people who don't want to change with the times, which I mean, reluctantly, not everybody. Hell, there's still shit that I don't want to change just because I'm so used to it being a certain way. But I realized that the world revolves, the world turns with or without you, period. So like advancements are gonna happen whether you like it or not. Either you roll with the punches or not. Like, for example, we have now like an eco fucking what is it? A hybrid car, essentially, like an eco-friendly fucking SUV.
It's not a hybrid. It's just eco-friendly.
Whatever, it's an eco-friendly you know what I'm saying, SUV. So like,
Yeah.
come on, family. It's an SUV. It's supposed to be one of those, you know.
Well, it's like me.
But we also have computer chips to where they can just shut that shit down if they want to.
That's what worries me. I heard in 2026, all vehicles made going forward, I believe the Biden administration has actually signed into law that they will implement kill switches in every vehicle after 2026. That's scary. Now they were phrasing it like, okay, like if you're on the run from the cops, they can kill the car. That way it prevents high-speed chases and injuries. I get that, but that also gives them the opportunity to just kill your car if you say something they don't like or whatever it might be that they just disagree with. That's dangerous.
And again, but that's on the extreme side. That's the only extreme factor side. But at the same time, you can see.
But it's the extreme side that gets their way. It's just like when I was talking about the abortion and the in vitro fertilization story. Okay, Eric and I was talking. I'm going to change the subject real quick
go ahead.
because they're in Alabama.
We're gonna be all over the place on this show, I think so.
Yeah, they're trying to sue a company that housed their embryos that they got destroyed, and now they're trying to sue for murder.
The people who were trying to get the in vitro fertilization.
Yes, and the judge is going along with it. Trump was talking about it today. I'd have to find the post.
Yeah, I hadn't heard this story, but to me, we were talking about it a little bit before the show started that I'm kind of with you. I'm along the lines of they weren't, fertilized yet. So they were just eggs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could get like a murder charge, but some damages, possibly you could sue for that. I'm assuming.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. I get that. But I don't know if like you could say they killed your babies per se. Because but once it's
like a fucking frog and there's a bunch of tadpoles, like that's crazy talk.
I don't think it's a secret. I'm pro-life. Once it's conceived, it's a baby, in my opinion. But that's just the way I look at it. But so I don't know if you can find it or not. But anyhow,
yeah.
Like I said, we'll probably be all over the place with the talks. Okay.
I just sent you one, I think, for later.
Okay. All right, we'll have to try and pull it up here in a little while.
But to wrap up my point, go ahead. Again, it's on the extreme side of shit. You can see the practical use for some things. We have practical use for a lot of things here now. But at the same time, there's always an extreme circumstance, or there's always an extreme event that takes place with something. It's like, yeah, all right. No, it's not designed to be used that way, but can it? Yeah. So you want to talk about computer chips? There's computer chips in every fucking thing. The laptop, the computer you got, your phone, your cars now. You know what I'm saying? They have full capability. Hell,
they can track you now. Yeah, that's for sure.
You have a chip in your fucking credit card at this point. So,
yeah.
Well, just like when the internet went out, you weren't going to use anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting to a point where it's actually really scary.
Cash.
At times, it's like just pick your poison.
Let's see here. Let's see. I'm trying to look through some of these comments still. My niece is asking questions.
Answer your question, bro.
Yeah, I know. She was getting on to me about it. What about me? If Apple made a car, would it still? I'm not sure what she was trying to ask, but
that's a joke, and it's good.
All right. Well, hey,
if Apple made a car, would it still have Windows?
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah, you're right. I did see the other part.
That's solid. That's solid.
Solid. She's 8, guys. She's 8. So that's good. That's awesome. So yeah, she also asked another question, which I'll answer here real quick. Do you think you have enough pop dolls? Obviously.
No, he doesn't.
No, I don't. My current count, last I checked, just so everybody knows, is over 900. Just so you know.
Real quick. So last night, I had to swing by his crib. So I took Aaron and we went over there. Aaron has never, he's seen it, but like he didn't see it. So we go in there and Aaron's looking around like, and then this fool goes, oh, I got some more in here. So we go in his bedroom and I had never looked in his bedroom. Fam, it's all over. So Aaron goes, you feel kind of weird when they're all just staring at you while you're laying there?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
just so you know, Brandon, if you were getting a little muffled there, so you might want to
Oh,
talk
my
a little
bad, my
bit.
bad. Let me
But yeah,
get
just
that.
letting you know. But yeah, I know it's an obsession. Get off my back. But
That is not an obsession. I don't know
you
what
know,
you call that.
it gives me a hobby. What can I say? It keeps me out of trouble, I suppose.
You know what the
Yeah.
other hobby is, but you your niece in here, so I'm gonna keep it clean.
Brother.
Hmm.
But anyway, I thought we get into some other topics here. We'll just kind of move on a little bit. I mean, again, anything you guys want to bring up, I'm more willing to talk
All
about. But we also had,
shoulders, son. All
yeah,
shoulders.
yeah, yeah. I just thought we'd kind of talk into some of the stuff. So I saw this on Facebook the other day, and I just thought I'd get your guys' thoughts on it. When you see this image, what does it evoke out of you?
Friday nights.
Yeah, I mean, this was my childhood
Yeah.
for the most part.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Weekend.
now for me, Blockbuster wasn't a thing in our town. It was more like a family video or just local rental stores. And Toys R Us was about an hour away.
Mhm.
But this was the life right here.
No,
All
we
you
had-
young kids don't understand.
Mm-mm.
This was how you lived. Now, granted, we still kind of watch our movies and order food and maybe we don't go to toy stores now.
Yeah.
We're a little older, but
Nah.
this was the life
No,
to
we
me.
do.
So
Oh yeah, good point. Apparently,
I told
Look
you
at all your pots, Eric. Don't
Yeah.
try to say you don't buy
that's
toys.
Amazon mostly, but
Jesus. But they have them at Toys R Us.
they
Mhm.
do, they do.
So this is I know Miranda's heard this story before, but I don't know if I ever told you, Eric. So the one time I bought a bike, went out to the mall. First of all, this was long before Amazon did what they did, and you could just I went to a catalog at J.C. Penney's to pick out some school clothes and some shoes. So since I did it, my mom made me go pick it up because it's my stuff. I ordered it. I gotta go get it. So me and my partner right on his bike. I was on his pegs all the way out to the mall. And I get my stuff, and then I'm like, well, I'm not riding back on your pegs. So we went over to Toys R Us, where I bought a bike at Toys R Us. And the dude was like, you got something to take this in? I said, no, can you pump these tires up? Because I'm riding this home, champ. So I'll never forget it because they had to go get a pump. My man is in the aisle pumping the tires up for the bike just for me to ride out the store on his bike so I could go home. But the Blockbuster was out by the mall on the backside where was it a Gander Mountain they put in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we had a big Blockbuster. Rich knows this too. And it was out there. But the Pizza Hut, I wasn't really a Pizza Hut because where we lived at, we had Caesars and then not Little Caesars. It was a place called Caesars. And this other spot,
The buffet.
Duffy's.
My
I
aunt
used
used
to
to
go
work
all the time.
at that, or no, she had a friend that worked at a Pizza Hut. We used to
Oh,
always go there for lunch.
But yeah, I've been in a Pizza Hut like this. They don't look like this no more. But man,
Yeah, this is what Pizza Hut used to look like. This is when Pizza Hut was real. Like
this had
it was
Pizza
a
had a
sit
buffet
down
and shit.
restaurant. This was, like expensive.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know about expensive eating, but you felt like you were going to an actual restaurant,
Yep.
not just some, place you go pick it up to take it home.
Yep.
Bruh.
And there may be a few that still look like this, but this was
Those ugly ass tablecloths. Oh my god.
yeah, and
I
the
bet the
red
one on Elm Road
cups.
still looks like that.
And I remember
yeah.
playing video games in the lobby,
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
like that. Used
Yep.
to always love,
Bruh.
playing all those.
I wonder if you can find we've seen this one I showed Miranda as a TikTok of nostalgia of the 90s and shit. And they had the inside of a Taco Bell. You remember what that used to look like?
Oh yeah, big difference than
It
compared
looked
to
like a
what it is today.
Nickelodeon set. Just weird shapes and bright colors.
Yeah.
Like nothing good tacos.
My sister sent in a super or not a super chat, but a chat. We had Walmart instead of Toys R Us, but yep, that's childhood. And Walmart too, they also had video games in the lobby. I remember playing Mortal Kombat and Cruising USA.
Kmart used to have that. And I don't know if y'all ever had a Hills or an Ames, but it was kind of the same thing.
Ames,
They used
yeah.
to have a little arcade over by the little food section in the Ames, or no, was it Hills? It might have been Hills, but yeah, when we used to go shopping with my mom, she used to just give us some quarters and we would go over there. Because I'm not shopping with that woman. She was.
I was going to pull up this one shot from your buddy here. Rich says, Eric, I have 33 skulls staring back at me while I'm watching TV.
That's
so
Rich is weird. Rich is
well,
mad
yeah,
weird.
but here's the thing. I always
Rich
look
is
at it
mad
like
weird.
you're a geek about something. Some people love movies, which I love those too. Obviously, my channel's centered around it. But some people love, books. Some people love magazines,
Video
baseball
games.
cards, Pokemon, whatever it might be. Everybody's a geek about something. Sometimes we go a little overboard, absolutely. But it's also a
Only
passion.
the crazy ones. Only the crazy ones.
Only the crazy ones. Right on.
It was Ames. Rich said
We
it was
could talk about what we
Ames.
were,
Yeah.
the obsession we were watching on TV while we were eating dinner.
Oh.
Before we get into that, I wanted to acknowledge my niece wanted me to let everybody know that the joke she got about the Apple car was she got from her brother David, who was
That's
14.
solid.
So either way, it was funny. So
Solid
I
joke.
Yeah.
solid
Solid
joke. But anyway, go ahead with your story.
We were watching who was it? Two
Chainz.
2 Chainz?
Yeah, 2 Chainz. He was all right. No, I'm not gonna talk. So he was. I clicked. So 2 Chainz is a rapper. You remember the old Disturbing the Peace, like Ludacris, that group that kind of came out with like Ludacris, Shauna, another dude.
You know me and music. I'm not great with.
Yeah, never mind. I don't know.
So I don't know why you asking me. You can ask the chat.
Anyway, regardless of all that, he was doing this thing where he was like going around the world trying the most expensive cannabis. And so I clicked on this video and it said $50,000. And I said, you got to be kidding me. He was not. They had gold-plated cigars that are 50
with diamond crystals,
crystal
THC
THC
rocks on them.
It's $50,000. And I thought to myself, ain't no way in hell. Not possible. Not doing none of that. I could
We're going to get into something like that a little bit later too. Stay
I
tuned. Don't worry.
I could think of 100 different reasons to spend $50,000, like in one up in
Not
smoke,
on one,
but not on something. Nah, I'm not about that.
I think the most
absurd.
expensive pop I've ever bought was $450, and it was CM Punk. That was probably the most expensive pop I've ever bought.
How much was it?
$450. So yeah, that's probably the most I'd ever spent. There's been, you look them up, like the Homer Simpson and the Bart Simpson. We're talking thousands of dollars because they're so rare. So yeah,
if there was ever a time for an intervention, it should have been.
That was it. I bought wrestling belts for $600 and stuff before.
That's a belt, though.
I understand,
you paying for a piece of plastic and a spring.
Fair,
just because it looks like
a CM Punk, nonetheless.
Yeah, and this is before some of the stuff that's happened in recent memory. But
you don't have a Vince one, do you?
No, I did. I got rid of it.
Rich said he'll take
in good
2.
faith.
Rich, you gonna spend $100K, boy? You lost it, champ.
Tell him you better stop in Indiana.
If that's the
on the way
case,
back.
we need you to swing through. We could test it together.
Yeah, right.
Let you know if you spent your 50 right.
Well, what's the most expensive thing you've bought on a hobby? Out of curiosity, if you could think of things.
No cap. I think so. Miranda's gonna be mad at me because I think she remembers this shit. So, you know me, man. Like, I get an interest in something and I go all in. I did it with my video games. That's why there's 3 PS5s in my house, 2 VR headsets, a freaking Switch. I still have the old PS4.
I don't have the VR.
Nintendo, we had it all.
But before that, it was paintball. And I talked Miranda to let me buy the paintball gun. Now, I could have went the route and just bought a nice little paintball gun and moved on with my life. That is not what I did. I spent $450 on a Tippmann Project Salvo that looks like an AR-15. Not only did I spend $450 on the gun, the marker itself, I then turned around and spent another $60 on a remote line, an air tank, and a response trigger, a whole new hopper, a whole new system for that hopper. But I will say, it's not like I didn't use it. I did. I got some use.
Not very often.
No, not now, but like I want to this summer though.
But now we're gonna have to get the kids their own.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I
for
haven't done that
me,
forever.
I think my 45 I bought was not as much as my paintball gun. My paintball gun was more expensive than my 45.
Hell, to be fair, I spent more on that pop than I did my AR-15. To be fair, I just realized that.
Do you hear how absurd that sounds?
Oh,
Now, if you count ammo, maybe it's not, but the gun itself. Yeah,
It ain't that funny, Rich. Calm down.
brother. So, yeah, all about priorities, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
Well, I thought we would move on a little bit to again. The thing we want to do on this show is kind of like do some reactions and things like that as well. So I found this funny video online. I don't know why it cracked me up. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. And we just kind of watch together. So let's see if you guys have seen this. This is Snoop Dogg narrating a little bit of Animal Planet on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
God.
Not a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel myself, but this is funny. So let's check this
All
out.
right, get there.
Oh, there we go. Little cute little lizard. What the hell is going on? He's being watched. Snakes are straight assholes. You could tell the way they looking at. They
That's
plotting
coordinated.
on us. See how they got their necks up? That means they coming to get it. The lizard don't even see what's happening. But you understand me? One thing about a lizard, I think he a Geico. If he a Geico, he got to fix
Geico.
just making it up out of here. He peep game right now. He's seen it. He's saying it. You watch. Oh, get out of there, man. Go. Oh, they
Oh shit! There's a whole island of snakes.
Oh, that's up.
Oh my.
Just entered into Snakeville, USA. This snake
Snakeville.
coming from all angles. As he dips and dashes, he makes a getaway, jumps into the arms of a thick snake, twist his arm, but they twisting
Oh
themselves.
my.
Find it.
Oh, my.
Find the loophole.
Oh, we got it.
Now you gotta find your way to the top of the mountain now, nephew. He's jumping. He's very well trained in escape tactics, as you can see. Oh,
Oh,
good move. I like that.
Close.
Oh, that one on his ass.
Oh, jump, jump, jump. Run, run. These snakes can't do all that because they ain't got hands. And they ain't got feet.
you got his.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Hey, girls, I'm up on the top of the mountain with you. Remind me of my homeboys when they running from the police. Clean getaway, baby.
I don't know why we're trying to inject some fun in here with some of the heavier stuff that we're talking about as well.
Yo, hold on. That reminds me.
Well, Snoop Dogg has a new line of clothes at Walmart.
Oh,
case
yeah,
y'all
we get
didn't
to
know.
Really?
those too. Yeah, I might.
Well,
get
and part of the
that
reason
now.
I chose that is because I don't know how many times we've been sitting on break at work and Brandon will just randomly be scrolling through TikTok or something and he'll pull up these, animal
Yeah,
videos that are
yeah.
crazy, like crocodiles and stuff. So whatever,
Mhm.
when I saw this, I thought of him. So anyway.
Speaking of which, there was one video, and if I ever find it again, I might have to show y'all. I'll send it to you, Eric. You remember, Eric? You know what I'm talking about. It's in Florida, and this dude has a baby gator. It's probably about this long. It's not that big. But anyway, he has
That's
it.
what
and
she said.
He puts his finger in its mouth, and it doesn't do nothing. So then he does it again, and don't do nothing. And then the video takes a weird turn. 'Cause he then
Coach Jack said.
exposes himself to this croc, and then he sticks that in its mouth, and it immediately bites it like hard.
Sorry,
Just
I just saw the chat.
clamp down on it.
Brandon, you wanna
God.
explain?
Ah!
Sorry.
Hold on. Ty, I have a question.
Yeah, don't run off. I
Ty,
don't know if you're still there,
not-
but don't
I
run.
need you in here. Like, I need to hear you when I ask you this
I sent him a
question.
link. If he wants to jump on, he's welcome to jump on. But
Ty, jump on.
if he can't, I
Alright,
understand.
well,
But anyway,
look. Anyway, forget all that.
I won't talk
Ty-
about crocodiles.
I'm about to. Ty has a real intimate relationship with crocs. All right. So my man Ty, he went on this I don't know what it was.
Safari?
Ty, you better get in
I
here.
think-
He's gonna tell the story.
He was like, it was for college or some shit. And he went on this little safari excursion type shit.
yeah,
Now I'm telling this story now.
his
You
side of
ain't
the
here to-
story later.
you
Yeah.
ain't here to
Anyway.
defend yourself. Fuck you.
There goes Anaya.
Yeah.
So Ty was telling us, he goes, I can tell you what sex a crocodile is. And we was like, why do you know that? He goes, because I was in this little college deal or whatever, and it was part of this whole thing he was doing. And I go, well, how do you do that? He goes, you take your fingers and you stick it inside. And I went, I'm done talking to you.
Well, Ty, I have another animal that needs sex.
Guy says it's for science, by the way. So
Your
respect.
science, you freaking.
I'll say this: more power to him. I ain't doing it. So
Hey, Ty, did you go like this or like this? Like, how'd you do it? How'd you do it?
how's it? Yeah.
Oh, did you hit him with that? Hit him
Hit
with
him
that?
with the yeah. Anyway, this has gone off the rails so fast.
Ty, you wild boy. Did you move your shoulders when you did it? Ty, did you move-
Yeah, that's my move. He better not be stealing my moves. You know, shoulder. You
That's
gotta
how
give
you
it a
hurt your
little.
back. You better calm down.
Yeah, which is partially why we're going over some of
Oh
this
my God.
movie stuff tonight, because I did not do many videos this week because for those of you who don't know, I threw my back out at work this week. So I've been off work for most of the week. So I apologize for lack of content on the channel, which I guess is a
Oh, my
decent.
God.
Ty says the only experience is with Crocs, not other things. So,
Well,
and my sister says, you know,
you're
you
the
ain't got
only
no,
one with experience of any of it. So,
bruh. I mean,
You
man,
got no
um,
moves.
how would she know? Anyway, like, this is, yeah, it's all about the
well, this
motion of the
just took a
ocean, baby.
turn.
Oh my God, it's off the rails so bad.
Oh,
This-
shit.
Ty said this was done with a conservationist, not just a stranger saying, go touch a croc.
Nah, this is the back
Okay,
alley somewhere in Guatemala.
Listen, shut up for a minute. I want duck pie, and the way you tell the sex of the duck is the same way you tell the sex of the croc. So you're the only one I know with experience.
Yeah, he's the only one with the expertise that we need to know here. So
Yeah.
at some point, we're going to get him on the
So
show, hopefully.
I'd
love to get a bunch of guys.
so I can get eggs because males can't lay eggs no matter how hard they try. Here's a segue for your breast milk story.
Yeah, we're coming to that here a little bit later.
Yeah,
But
okay.
actually, I was going to segue into the movie part since I wasn't on the
Okay.
channel much this week.
That's fine.
There was actually
This-
a game. I wanted to get Brandon's opinion on this, especially because he's more of the gamer than I am. Borderlands is a new movie coming out to theaters later this year on August 9th. And they dropped a trailer for it this week, and I thought we'd watch it together and do a quick little reaction to it. Let you guys know what we think about it. So let's check that out real quick.
Would you look at that? A ladder! Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of...
I know a little bit about this
They did Claptrap dirty.
Claptrap. I know about Tiny Tina,
Mhm.
but
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault. And if you go hunting for it, you'd better take any help you can get.
a random cast they threw together too with Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart,
It's on the weirdest,
Kate Blanchett.
most dangerous dumpster fire of a world in the universe. God, I hate this planet.
That's the part that worries me right there. I'll tell you in a minute.
Ew!
Put the window up.
I don't want to. Roll the window up.
It's Pete. Why do you think it's called piss wash? How did it get the name?
It's in my mouth.
Do you know how many people have died looking for this vault?
We have something they don't, baby girl.
Okay, what?
Major issues. Time to make it rain with your body parts.
What did I tell you?
Minimal
No,
explosions.
Yes, Kathy, that would look great.
Oh yeah, forgot about Jack Black.
It's Claptrap. That's hilarious.
You could dress Matt up as Claptrap. He's short enough.
What are you doing? I need a gun.
Ask
for it.
There's only one of you in the world.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. Kill them all.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks fun.
Mm-hmm. I just have a few questions. And
Boom.
wow.
Rich says that could be, I guess, you and him. Hey, speaking of you,
Go if you're looking at me. actually scrap them. I can. I really can. Actually,
Oh my God.
keep looking at me.
All right, so
So
hold
yeah,
on.
yeah. I want to get Brandon's take. You're the gamer. You've probably played this
So,
game.
I played all of them.
Yeah.
And Miranda may have too. I don't know, but
She's been around for all of them.
Mhm.
So I see what they did. They took the more iconic characters of the game itself. Kevin Hart, from what I can see, is playing Roland, which is crazy because Roland is like this huge jacked soldier.
I mean,
And
Kevin's
then-
not in bad shape, but not like
No,
The Rock or
I think
something, you know.
it's Kate. Is it Kate Blanchett?
Kate Blanchett, who played
She's-
Hela in the Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, she's playing Lilith, and then you have Tiny Tina, which I don't know who's playing Tiny Tina.
I think it was Ariana Greenblatt. Is that how you say her
Okay.
name? Which I believe that's the costume that Kathy was referencing. I'm pretty certain.
It's either that or
I think that
Lilith's
would work
costume.
for Halloween, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
Jack Black is obviously playing Claptrap or voicing Claptrap.
yes. And Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm not sure who she's playing, and then I don't know
who
who the
she's
mask
playing
guy
either.
is.
And the
but,
mask guy, I have no idea either. Well, I know it's a psycho, but I don't know who's playing him. And Tiny Tina she was never a playable character in the Borderlands game, but she was a huge part of all of them, essentially.
I remember playing that spin-off game. What was it called? Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Mhm.
That was actually a lot of fun when we played it. I didn't play it a whole lot, but I
Yeah,
liked her snarky attitude.
She has a very dark story in the whole Borderlands thing. It's kind of fucked up. To where that psycho, the one she's sitting on her shoulder, kind of it hints at her or him being her father. She's talking about the redhead.
Yeah, she's talking about the red. That works too, for sure.
Lilith.
Yeah, I can
Who's a
definitely see Kathy doing that. She loves to
siren,
dress
I
up for the
believe.
Halloween and all that stuff at work for sure. So that's awesome.
I'd love to know who the antagonist is. Whether they're going with Handsome Jack or they're going with somebody.
Well, they had a
else. But it
guy in
looks
there,
like-
but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I don't
Like
know
said,
if it's Handsome Jack or not, but
I'm
I would assume
very
so.
inexperienced when it comes to the Borderlands games, so for sure. So that's why I wanted you on here. The vibe I got from this was for the two things. One, it said from the creators of Uncharted, Spider-Man, and Venom. Now, Spider-Man is more the MCU and stuff like that with Kevin Feige. So Uncharted and Venom is from Sony. So this sounds like a Sony film. If that's the case, it worries me because Sony and Madam Web, they just destroyed any sort of credence and credibility they had when it comes to their Marvel properties. So it worries me a little bit. I've not seen Uncharted. I heard it wasn't terrible, so maybe I'll check
Well,
that
that's
out.
the
But
thing too. Uncharted is also a video game. And
exactly.
it's always hard when you adapt a video game to a movie because you don't tell the whole story because you're trying to get something that takes, 40 hours in this, or not 40 hours. That's a little extreme. Like 8, 10, 12 hours.
Plus, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, upwards of game and story. Then you're trying to condense that into 1 or 2 hours. It's the same reason we had this conversation the other day when we talked about Ready Player One. Like I told you, I like the movie. Don't get me wrong, but of course I understand the time restrictions. You had to move a couple of things, change up a little stuff, make certain things happen faster.
That's
I'm
based
fine
on a
with that.
novel, for those who don't know. Yes.
But
Hey, it's 10:23, just so you know.
but
That's 23.
a movie like Borderlands, because the game is so outlandish and it doesn't even take itself serious, the movie can piss on itself a little bit, especially with Claptrap. Claptrap is like the comic relief, but it's over the top type shit. So if Jack Black is the perfect person to play a character like that, I mean, I love what he did in Mario Brothers. Like that shit was
Absolutely
hilarious.
great Mario Brothers as Bowser.
So I'll be interested to see it. I know Jaden will be pumped because the reason why that game, I guess, is so important to me is because me and Jaden, when he was like, what, 3 or 4, I took him to the midnight release of Borderlands 2. And he was pumped. We have pictures and shit of us being in line for this game. And he ended up winning a raffle while we were in line. But that was the first game me and him played and beat together. And Miranda has a funny story of I was at work and he was on playing and he ended up selling a gun that I gave him. And he thought I was going to be mad at him.
Oh, no.
Over it. Like he was upset. I wasn't mad at him. It is what it is. But that's the first game me and him played and we beat together. So when the second to I guess the last one, Borderlands 3, when it finally came out, I wanted to do something special. So I bought the big $280
Yeah, something like
version
that.
of this fucking game. It came in this big like treasure chest, like loot chest, and it had the game, a poster, a map, like all kind of shit.
Necklace, little
Yeah,
trinkets and
little
stuff.
trinkets, the keys to different vault keys and shit that were through all the games and shit. I went over the top and watching him unbox it. He still has the loot chest in his room. He has all the shit still. But it was important to me because it was one of those things that this is something me and him really kind of, that was our father and son time. You know what I mean? Like video games. And Rich can attest to this too. When Jaden got into playing Call of Duty, I would be at work and he would get online and play. And Rich and them, knowing it wasn't me because I was at work, they took care of him. So they would let him play with him and shit. And I'll never forget this story. Rich told me this story. There's a dude that had got on, and it was Rich, Jaden, and Rich's son Kenny. And whoever this dude was heard Jaden talk and just started kind of bitching about a kid playing video games or whatever. And Rich was like, "I'm gonna calm you down right there." He said, "This kid, I guarantee, is better at this fucking game than you is." So I appreciate that, Rich, looking out for my boy like that.
Right on. I just get a big time Guardians of the Galaxy feel from this, off the top of my head. So if that's going to be fun like that, I'm excited for it. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun, I think, coming up in August. Another bit of movie news I wanted to get into real quick, which I know my sister, who will be thrilled to hear, Jurassic World 4 or Jurassic Park 7, whichever way you want to put it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I knew Brandon would have something to say about this, but go ahead.
I'm starting to get that same feeling with the
Jurassic Park. I was about ready to bring it up. The reason why I was about ready to bring it up is because this guy here is Gareth Edwards. He directed Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and the Godzilla movie from 2014, where they coincidentally did not show the monster very often. So I hope he actually shows the dinosaurs, because he's now going to be directing the new Jurassic World movie. Now, the reason why this is news is because David Leitch was originally set to be the director of the new Jurassic World film, but he was one of the directors of John Wick. The reason why I'm glad they changed the director from David Leitch was because I don't want Jurassic World to become Fast and Furious and be just a strictly action franchise, because to me, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park should be a horror/thriller type movie, and I think that he suits this better than David Leitch would have. However, people need to remember about Gareth Edwards. Rogue One was a great movie, but at the same time, Rogue One was not completely directed by Gareth Edwards. It was mostly directed by Tony Gilroy, who came in after Gareth Edwards left the project. So Godzilla 2014 was not a bad movie per se or anything. I think it wasn't the greatest one in the new series they got. I think they've gotten better since, even though they've kind of died off a little bit.
Crazy.
Yeah, I heard Monarch's great. I need to get on that one and watch it. But so I think it's a better move than what they had for the Jurassic World franchise. But I'm like you. There was a scene in Jurassic World Dominion where these, scientifically bred raptors, like they were like super raptors, were chasing Chris Pratt on a motorcycle through the streets of like London or something. I can't remember what it was. It really brought out a Fast and the Furious type vibe to me, and I was like, no, listen, don't do this.
Until they take a dinosaur and launch that motherfucker into space in a Fiat or a Fiaro, it'll still be better than the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, just don't take it to space.
Space.
But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd bring that up, because yeah. But anyway,
Eric, a car, space.
Oh, believe me, they lost me with that too. I like the Fast and Furious franchise, but those 20 minutes in Fast 9 made it the worst of the series, in my opinion.
I feel like the perfect ending was in 7, where Vin Diesel's driving down the road and Paul Walker's in the car next to him. They have that little moment, he turns, end the story. Leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. since it is getting kind of late, you want to skip the try not to laugh challenge for
Nope.
tonight, or you want to
Let's go.
you want to go ahead and do it?
There.
All right.
Let's
Well,
do
we're going to do a try not to laugh challenge. We got a few other things to get into. We'll try to make it kind of quick, so I know it's getting kind of late.
Kathy asked how long we think.
I
or how
saw
long-
that. So we normally we try to shoot for about an hour, but we're also wanting to use this show to kind of, if the conversation warrants it, we want it to be free flowing and not to stifle it. So we want to continue to go as. I mean, I don't got anywhere to be, so whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, it's Friday
yeah.
night. This is probably the only night we can go as long as we want. So.
Yeah, and
Once
if you
Eric
want to
gets
come back
off-
and if you want to come back and watch it.
Oh, I got to pee too. So why don't we take a little intermission?
Well,
and me
well,
and
tell you
Kathy
what.
will
Why
go
don't
pee.
we just let you go and you go do
You
that,
go
and
pee,
me and
yeah.
Brandon will go, and we'll bring you back in when you get back. So, but yeah, yeah, we'll hold off on that. We'll do the next story then.
Yeah.
Next, the next story I want to get into was apparently Avengers 5 is coming out in 2026, or so they say right now.
Mm-hmm.
The title was originally Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. So I don't know how caught up you are with the Marvel movies, Brandon.
I mean, I've seen them all.
Okay, so you've seen Quantumania and things like that. So they were
Was that the
No.
one with
Ant-Man.
no.
No, okay. Well, they've been setting up Kang the Conqueror as their next big bad or Thanos level threat in the MCU. Now, the problem with that is Jonathan Majors, the actor who plays Kang the Conqueror,
yeah.
last spring or so, about a year ago, he got in trouble for a little bit of a domestic dispute with his then girlfriend, who I believe they're not dating anymore, but they are going through the trial process right now. And I think he's been convicted of third degree reckless assault and harassment. So he may end up facing jail time. So Marvel has now officially fired the actor. But the report that just come out this week from the Hollywood Reporter states that Marvel dropped Majors hours after the conviction and is rewriting the Avengers movies now, which will now either minimize the character or excise him entirely. The first of the new Avengers movies, due out in 2026, was initially titled The Kang Dynasty, but will be getting a new title to remove the character's name. Those sources say that even before Major's conviction, the studio was making moves to minimize the character due to the poor performance of Ant-Man Quantumania. So, yes, it sounds like they're moving away from Kang the Conqueror as the next big bad, or they could still implement him in a little bit lesser of a role going forward. The big rumor right now is they may replace him in the Fantastic Four with the introduction of Doctor Doom. What do you think about that? As a
Dr.
comic fan?
Doom would still work because like he does screw around with different dimensions and time itself. So like
Hey,
it
Drew
could
and
still
Fawn.
work.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
What's
good
up,
to see them.
Drew and
Good to see them in the
Fawn?
chat. So good to see you.
So it would still work.
Yeah, I think it'll work. Yeah, because he was in Secret Wars, obviously. There's actually, in the Deadpool 3 trailer, Deadpool and Wolverine, there's actually a little comic book laying on the ground next to Deadpool when he's laying on the ground when Wolverine comes up to him. And it is a Secret Wars comic book with Doctor Doom on the cover.
Yeah.
So could
Sorry,
that
but
be a
still
hint of things going forward? We'll have to wait and see. Now, what could the new title for the new Avengers movie be? Obviously, Secret Wars is the one coming after Kang's Dynasty. We're getting two Avengers in the next few years. There's a lot of rumors that it could be called Doom War. I've heard it could be X-Men versus Avengers because the Deadpool movie could be bringing them in. Or my personal favorite, I hope they'll do the Star Trek route and call it The Search for Stark.
Okay, we're done with you.
Okay, I'm back. Hi, Drew and Fawn.
If you
Welcome
can
back.
just go ahead and cut yourself out, that'd be great. We had this conversation, and I know what you keep
Are you guys
saying.
fighting?
Multiple universes, but it's not going to happen.
About what?
Period.
Oh, about Stark. Well, we'll see. I'm under the belief
no,
that
no.
Tony Stark and Captain America and like Black Widow will be coming back in Secret Wars. It may not be the same ones we saw before. It may be an alternate version, kind of like what they're doing with Wolverine. They're doing it with Wolverine. So tell me they're not going to do it with Captain.
First
Iron
of all,
Man.
Logan wasn't connected to any of this, so let's get that out the way, okay?
But his version of that Logan died in Logan. They're bringing back a Wolverine from an alternate universe, in my opinion. I think that's what they're doing.
No, they're
So-
not. They're not. It's not from an alternate universe. It is. I'm a fan.
Welcome back, Kathy.
Oh my god.
Yes, welcome back. So you came
Eric
back
and Brayden are fighting.
over comic books. No, we'll move on. But I just wanted to bring up that news story
let's move-
because that
let's
is
move
something that
forward.
has happened
Let's
in
move
the last
forward.
week or so.
When
And
I see you,
okay, if you're not excited for the Avengers stuff, at least tell me you're excited for the new
I'm
Superman.
excited for the Avengers stuff. I'm interested to see
What
where it
about
goes.
Superman Legacy, the start of the new DC universe next year?
Don't
We have the
fuck it
official
up.
cast and possibly the new logo. Not confirmed yet with the logo, but that is the logo that was dropped with the table read that came out.
So Guy Gardner is what we're going with.
Yeah, and I know you're a big Green Lantern fan, so
I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Even though if this is taking place, is this going to form the Justice League? Because if so, That's
Be
bullshit.
on
'cause it's
YouTube,
Hal
Kathy.
Jordan
Yeah,
and
that's what I was
not
about to
That's
Guy
where
Gardner,
everybody
so,
else is, I think.
whatever.
Except for
Some of these
Rick.
characters I've never heard of, like the engineer, which is part of the Authority, which is going to be a sequel that's going to
Yeah,
come after this.
I've heard of him.
Well,
before.
she in this case. But
Mr.
yeah,
Terrific, I know of.
Metamorpho.
Metamorpho,
But
I
a lot of
know
the
of.
Superman characters from like Luthor, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Eve Teschmacher, Otis, like from the old Christopher Reeve movies, they're in this, so that's great. Hawk Girl, we saw Hawkman and Black Adam. I don't know if they're going to tie that in with that Black Adam or not, because they kind of pseudo. It sounds like they could bring some characters from the old DCEU into the new DCU, or they could just completely reboot. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of rumors about whether or not Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn will be coming back and things like that. So we could be getting all of that. But I know for me, just because of the stakes that this movie brings with it in 2025, it is my most anticipated film, because if the Superman Legacy movie does not work, the DC universe may be just done at that point, because we're at a point now where they've had so many failures.
Yeah,
this is a big deal for them.
And it's shitty because, like I said, one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, if you ask me, superhero wise, it will be Green Lantern. Just because, and it's not just the Green Lantern, it's the Lantern Corps in general. And we've had this conversation before, and I explained why.
And they are bringing a Max TV series based on Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, just so you know. Yeah,
it's the Lantern Corps is would be I just don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean?
And James Gunn, I trust at this point. I don't think he's done anything wrong with the Guardians movies. I think they've been great. So if he can take that, what he did with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker was a great show. What do you see? What?
I sent Kathy it's showing me you sent that.
Yeah, because it's his channel. What the?
Okay. Well,
I didn't know if you typed it, so show my name in the comments. But anyway,
automated.
That's fine. That's fine. I give you permission. It's okay.
It's a bot.
Yeah, bot.
Y'all need to get together. All right, get it together.
Right,
your age is showing. Both of y'all, get it together.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to this movie. I think it's going to be great. But anyway, I thought that'd be fun to bring up.
I mean, I'd be excited for it. I mean, I just don't fuck it up.
Yeah, DC's just got to get their crap together. Otherwise, and Marvel struggled a little bit too. I think it could work to DC's advantage. So yeah. All right. Well, let's go to the thing that we were going to do before the little break there. We're going to do a try not to laugh challenge. Me, Brandon, and Miranda against each other for a little bit of a video here. The last one to laugh wins, or if we all don't laugh, I guess we all win. So let's do this together.
If we decide to do,
Brandon laughs at everything, so I'm gonna win.
I think Brandon's going to crack quick. I did one on my channel, and I might have snuck a few chuckles in, but I try not to.
What are we defining as a laugh? First of all,
a hearty, loud enough to be a laugh.
Okay.
If you
but if you snicker or smile, it's the same shit. It's you laugh at that point.
I mean, if you go, that's enough. Okay, so that's
all right, judges in the comments.
And then going forward too, there's going to be a punishment. If we do more of these, there'll be some punishment involved.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about what those could be, because I ain't doing anything like tattoos or nothing. All right, so let's do this and let's see how well we do. Ready?
Yep.
As Tyrone Magnus would say, game face. All right, here we go.
Good luck.
He did?
He is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Hit the wall. If you could spend hours in Kevin Hart's body, how would you spend your day?
Kill myself.
Wait a second.
I don't know what happened there, but
Hello.
ball almost got me.
I just finished my test in the library.
Excuse me, sorry.
You okay?
Oh man, his knees are terrible.
He's scared of heights like a motherfucker.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm scared of heights, but
Chloe? Chloe? You got something right here. Oh, I got you.
Oh, there's something on your shoe.
Huh?
I like when people do that with golf courses.
What the heck was that? Oh, it was an air horn.
Just admitted it.
So beautiful, but damn, look at my fucking forehead. Fuck. That motherfucker on sweat. You broke me! You broke me!
Oh, the Joker.
Ow.
He did that on purpose.
My name's Trevor. What's yours?
Good way to eat pizza.
Bro, that is not how you eat pizza, bro. Oh, never mind. He knows. What he's doing.
Okay, they said it should be just around here. And whoa! Oh my god, what the hell is this? Oh my gosh, is that Saddam Hussein? I did not think I would find you here.
You're not magic.
Wow.
That's magic's your dad, mate. And he disappeared, didn't he?
Bruh. Test out this new pool table.
Oh, it looks sweet. You are going down. Where's the black one?
Well, the other balls are
Really?
feeling a little uncomfortable.
Somebody at work dressed up in one of those for Halloween.
Agora veio. Agora veio.
We'll laugh when he gets it. Oh, thank God.
Point of Halloween. You just want to grab the book and pour it in here. No, take the bucket with us.
What kind of juvenile shit? Oh, I'm doing that. Eric, I showed you this video. Nah, you
Burn the car. Burn the car.
Oh no.
What happened?
Barely he made it that
Brandon,
way.
you in the 90s, you knew somebody that would have done that.
The nose ring.
Hey, go back. Go back.
You haven't
Go back.
seen my.
Kind of late now. All right. Someone's dying.
What is happening right now?
I don't know.
You looking at yourself crying in the mirror?
Ricky Bringe.
Snap his... That's dark.
Shit on a loaf of bread?
There is a bad word coming up in this book. And I'm going to have to say the word for educational purposes, okay? So please don't take any offense to it. It's not racist, okay? So I'm just going to begin. There was this black...
Salam alaikum. So I'm sitting here and like my lights randomly turn on. I don't know how, because you have to press a fucking thing right here. But they're about to go off in like 2 seconds because there's like a ghost in here.
No.
Holy
That made me jump.
Nick doesn't care how old it is.
Nick or treat.
Nick doesn't care what size it is. Just make sure you answer it.
Nick or treat.
If Nick calls you this Halloween.
Is that a thing? Brother. Well, Miranda's for sure out.
Brandon was out a long time ago.
Yeah, might have been.
No, it might have been. I did.
And yeah. What's up? No, are you serious, my brother?
3、2、1，开始。
Got chip.
Did you hear something?
Overactor.
See, this is part of the reason why I don't want to
nice driving my 2020.
Oh, you told that to the wrong crowd.
Hi, Sweetway.
He has been compromised.
What the
Being hunted down.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Listen, everyone. Today, I don't know English.
You expect me to believe that's who I look like? I look like an idiot.
I don't care what you believe.
Some of these videos are strange.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna get you.
A lot of those laugh challenges are, though. We've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah, that is infuriating.
Google told me that like 6 times last time I was trying to reset my password.
Yo, you scarred that child for life. You scarred that child for life, big dog.
I probably chuckled, but you're right, Kathy. We probably all lost. If that's the case, I'm just going to laugh now. We already lost.
There's some shit I would do.
Dude, I want to do this.
See,
I gotta find a Grinch costume.
My kids would fight me. Period.
This really you? I beat my meat into a cup. What?
What?
Ooh, can I take the whole table?
I mean,
you moving
you dropped
crazy,
one, bro.
big dog. Did she eat all of them?
Somebody please tell
What
me
were they?
link back in the lines here on my printer. I even took this off and I blowed in them, and that didn't work either. I really thought blowing off.
Wait. What, bruh?
Onion. Look at that. Woo! To the good onion. Good onion is a heavy onion. This is a 6-pound onion. It's also an onion with the onion is.
Onions have layers. Okay, that's pretty good. You gonna get stick your head in there? Oh.
What are you doing?
Trying to get out of the car,
Trying to
apparently.
break the window.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know. See if it'll work, maybe?
It's not, I know I'd be mad as hell if that
Well,
was my
she
car.
got it to work. Now, all that for the kick.
Oh!
Ow. Peter.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, is that John Cena? Doing his best Biden impersonation.
Sudden chemical reactions can
See
be.
what you looked at you when you said that?
Okay, everybody, get out. Exit. Run out.
Fired.
Everybody, run. Come on, everybody.
He said run.
This is of bourbon in. So this is a pretty strong drink. And not
Yeah.
Miranda's in.
Ready. Ooh.
What the hell?
No, that's just nasty. Miranda's face says it all. Anyway, how long did you last, Brandon? Was it like 10 seconds?
Nah, I laughed like 2.
I thought I heard a laugh early
maybe.
on
Yeah,
because I thought it might have been the video, but I don't know. Brandon said
farted.
that was it.
Yeah.
Once you were all done, I was just like, some of those videos, some of them are really hard to get through. Other ones are just like, okay, that was just dumb.
Seeing people getting hurt is hilarious to me. Like, it's the funniest shit ever to me. So, when old buddy got tripped while he was skateboarding, that took me out. The soccer ball shit is a wrap. When old girl farted in the bathroom and she was like, I'm sorry. Because I got a funny story about that.
I have a funny story about the bathroom, but I can't tell it until I quit my job.
To be continued. Stay tuned to the channel.
So this is like,
hopefully that's next week. But
wow.
This was like the first couple weeks of us working at Cook, right?
I have to fix something.
And I was in the bathroom. And
Brandon, you better be careful.
The chat has spoken.
Yeah, it was bad. So,
me too, Rich. Me too.
Yeah, I agree with Rich too. I feel a little dumber with that video. That's the thing about doing these challenges. Like, I can't, like, I can only screen the video so much to see if it works because I don't want to spoil it. Otherwise, I'll ruin it for myself. So I can't just sit there and watch it to see if they're good or not. Unfortunately,
I'll get the next one.
You get the next one. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
So,
but just don't ruin it for yourself.
I was in the bathroom and I had my headphones on, so I didn't hear that people came in the bathroom. And like I said, I just started working there. And my stomach was upset. So I'm, going to the bathroom.
Doing your business.
And I heard them come in and I hear the voices and I recognize one of those voices. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna. So I just kind of like held it in because I figured once they got done, they'd get out and then I could just finish going to the bathroom. So at the time I was listening to a comedian or a comedy thing or whatever, and he said a joke and I started laughing. But since I was like holding in my, my poops, so my butt was like quivering like this. So I'm like trying to hold it in. And then I lost it and I started laughing. But as I started laughing, I farted really loud. So if you're standing outside the stall, you would have heard me go, and then it got real quiet.
I don't know if I should tell my story on this one.
So they finish up and they leave, but nobody says anything. So then I wait a couple minutes, I get up and I go out and I see the people that was in the bathroom and everybody looks at me and I look at them and I just dropped my head and kept walking. Like,
own it, man. Own it. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta project confidence. Own the room, Oh, now my sister's telling me I gotta tell the story. Okay. Well, you mentioned, tightening up and not wanting to, Okay, so when you go on a drive to visit family, all right, 3 hours, 9 hours, whatever it might be, just saying, you got to make sure you know where the bathroom stops are, because, or at least a vague idea, because if you get into a section of road where there's nowhere to stop and it just hits you, you're in trouble. Okay, so it's coming home from my dad's one weekend, and it's in a portion of Indianapolis. I guess I could have got off on 465, but for whatever reason, I was bound and determined to hit the south side of the city before I decided to stop. Okay, because I usually stop there anyway. So anyway, I'm getting to a point where it is just it's so hard. Like, quivering is a word. Like, I'm shaking. Okay, like, and I'm driving like my brand new car that I have. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm not making it, right? So I vividly remember saying the words in this tone out loud to myself. I'm going to shit this car. So I made it, thank God. But it was touch and go for about 10 minutes at least. Anyway, you brought it up.
Miranda, you remember that video of Pat McAfee? It's long.
Kathy with the perfect comment, by the way. The turtle. But anyway,
it's long. So I had one of my
Yeah.
I had one of my employees yesterday hand our boss a note in the bathroom underneath the stall that said, "Sounds a little loose." And he comes back out and he tells me about it. And like 10 minutes later, our boss comes back and goes, "Really?
Really?"
I was like, "How do you know it was him?"
So this was when me and Miranda first started dating, right? And we was at my
God.
partner Rich's crib.
Yeah. On
And
his fucking couch.
Yeah, and she's sitting on my lap, and I'm like, man, I got to fart, and like, I
We're
didn't want to
embarrassing
do it in
ourselves
front of
tonight.
her. I didn't want to do it in front of her because I didn't want to be rude or no shit. But we've been drinking this shit too. And she's sitting here, and like I could have been like, "Hey, can you get up real quick so I go to the bathroom or whatever?" But like the other part of me was like, "If you're gonna love me, you have to accept me for me,
For me,
all of me." So I remember I gripped her harder, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And dude, I just let it go.
At least you didn't give her the old Dutch oven, you know.
Nah, that was later.
Later.
Yeah.
I Dutch oven myself one time and pissed myself off.
Well, I mean,
he did it while he's sleeping.
Yeah, I woke myself up. I was mad as shit.
Hey, since we're talking about Rich's house so much.
Yeah, Rich is like, "Wait, what? You did what on my couch?"
You were there, Rich. I remember
Yeah,
it.
you
We were
was in the
sitting in
living
your
room,
living
champ.
room. It's like the second time I met you.
So look,
nice to meet your acquaintance.
Hold on, no. I want to talk about the rubber bands that I came.
That's what I was
home
about to say. I was about to bring that up.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
we're telling embarrassing stories. My sister got one apparently.
Oh wow, your wedding night?
On your wedding night.
That's absurd.
Hey, you
So-
put it out there. I'm gonna put it out. You know. Bring
So
up
my
the
partner Rich, right? We got up to all type of shenanigans at Rich's crib. Like me, Rich, and my buddy Jay Bird.
I miss them too.
Yeah. We used to just, we used to fuck with each other like all day, every day.
I'd go to work and not know what I was coming back to.
Like we used to get into it. So one time we got this was what started the whole rubber band shit.
Rubber band.
So we was sitting at Rich's crib, and it was me, him, and Jay Bird. Jay Bird was in his recliner, and he had just came back from PTs. And me and Rich had been throwing this pillow that he had on his couch back and forth at each other. Just for the fuck of it, you know what I'm saying? And then Rich had went and got a belt. I don't know why he got a belt, but he got a belt. So then I took my belt, and then Jay was like, "Well, I ain't gonna be left out, be the only man." So Jay got his belt. So we just started like whooping each other like slaves. It was fucking stupid.
Man.
But then that turned into Rich getting a rubber band, and he would go to the end of the hallway. His room was at the end of the hallway, and he took a bunch of them and literally like made this big ass slingshot, but it was just a rubber band. So if you were to walk down the hallway, he would let it go, and it would just snap the shit out of you. So then we started just grabbing all these rubber bands. So Miranda comes over to Rich's crib in the middle of this rubber band war. She walked through the door, and it was just like
Furniture everywhere. Like they had shit set. What are you guys
Rich is
doing?
barricaded in his bedroom. Fucking Jay Bird's got the couch turned this way. He's behind the couch. I'm in the kitchen. Just firing rubber bands at each other. And this went on for hours. This wasn't like no little 15-minute situation. This was hours.
This was all out war.
We used to get in it, big dog.
Yeah.
You ever buy like any of those guns that actually shoots the rubber bands?
Nah,
or
we was
just winging it.
Yeah.
And then we
Like kind of like Drew does. Is Drew still here?
Don't know. I've not seen him comment outside that one comment. But
we used to just sneak up on each other right behind somebody's neck, and you just take the rubber band, like you wrap it around a couple times, bow, right in the back of the fucking head.
See,
I had a
it said he had a 500 band bag.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
we got
that
One
would,
time-
that'll do it. Yeah.
Listen, back in the 90s, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was delivering newspapers and they had rubber bands. Well, we stretched from Heather and Amber's house all the way up down the one side street and up to April's house. We linked them together. It was probably a mile or so.
That's great.
My rubber
Y'all
band
got
story.
into it. Yeah, like we used to do. And if we wasn't doing that, then we was sitting at his crib drinking and playing fucking Tiger Woods Pro Golf. We did that A lot of the time, we was just sitting in this man's living
What
room.
card game or board game did we play?
Poker.
Was it poker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they used to hustle me. Because I don't know how to play poker. And
Yeah, if
Rich
Drew
and-
is still in the
I
chat,
remember-
he would definitely hustle all of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rich and Jay used to hustle the shit out of me in poker.
He still
man.
can't play poker for shit.
Still can't that. And then the one night I won, we was drunk as fuck. The one night I won, and then Rich was like, "Now what you won?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Clean up all this shit."
Speaking of Tiger Woods golf, Brandon, we got to play the I don't know if it's called Tiger Woods golf now, but the new golf PGA game
Yeah, I
for the
have.
channel
Yeah,
at
you
some
guys
point.
know
We'll
it,
have to do some
We gotta
gaming
play
here
that.
on the channel too. I'd love to do that more.
Get
But
some
we'll get into that. Well, I guess speaking of bodily functions, I guess that's the best segue I could come up with. This is a story that, again, it's kind of more real world, but I thought we'd get into it a little bit. I wanted to get Miranda's perspective on this as a mother. Apparently, a report come out this week that apparently milk from trans women is comparable to biological women's breast milk, according to a hospital in the United Kingdom. They're claiming that milk produced through medically induced lactation is comparable to that produced following childbirth, according to the hospital. It cited a 2022 study producing no side effects for infants ingesting milk from transgender women. So dudes lactating due to drug-induced whatever, they're now saying is just as healthy as it would be to drink milk from a mother. Thoughts on this as a mom? I mean, what do you think? And I know you're into the health.
Hold on.
Okay.
He asked me first. Shut up, Brandon. I know that when you start mixing hormones, it doesn't turn out well. Okay.
Not normally,
So
I
I'm not
wouldn't
even
say.
going to get into the milk. I'm going to start with the transgender person first. Can't say the story I want to say because, again, I still work there.
Right.
How can I don't get it. Okay. I just don't. I get not feeling comfortable in your own body, but I don't see how people that want to say science is science can say that you injecting a hormone into your body that's not really supposed to be there is going to benefit you in the long run. Maybe 1 year, 5 years from now, you'll be fine. What happens when you're 60, 70, or 80 years old? How
Or even
long do
younger.
these people, how long do they live? Have there been enough studies done for older people? I know there's a lot of older people that were trans at one point, but now regret the shit out of it.
And you don't really hear them talked about much in the news at all.
No,
Because it's not the narrative.
Exactly. But there are documentaries and interviews out there. We can find them. We can show them. But I absolutely hate how they're pushing it on kids. And I'm willing to end friendships over it. And I did. So that's what I did.
Well, and the thing too is like everybody wants to talk about, the gun control issue right now. How many people have we seen recently, especially, have gone in and shot these places up, have been transgender people? Now, again, they don't want to talk about that too much. Usually when they find out it's a trans person, it kind of disappears from the news headlines because they want to bury that story because it doesn't suit the narrative. But how many times is these trans people going in and shooting at people? Is it because they're being injected with these drugs and affects their hormones to where they don't know how to deal with it and they get ultra aggressive, especially if you're injecting, testosterone into young women.
Exactly.
It makes you really think if that is a part of the problem. I mean, I've always said you can't blame the gun because it's just like a kitchen utensil. You can't blame the spoon for making you fat. You're the one who's doing it. It's the same with the gun. It's only a utensil to be used for whatever ways. It's more about the human condition and what we got to do to fix the problem. And in this case, with the trans women breast milk, to me, again, I know not everybody believes like I do as a Christian. I understand that. But it's just another example of how certain people in political circles are trying to normalize possibly sexual misconduct when it comes to young children.
Okay.
Maps, pedophile, things like that. Because this is a man having a baby suck on his nipple. Let's be truthful about it. That's what it is. Trying to be respectful, but at the same time, let's be honest here. So go on.
I'm sending you a video real quick on Twitter. I'm sorry, X. That talks about
good.
something that happened in Colorado today.
Was it the spy balloon? Something different?
No.
Colorado got a lot of issues today.
Right. Yeah, apparently.
No.
Okay.
Did you get another message from me earlier?
No, I did not. I got this video. Okay, yeah, let me pull this up. Hold on. Pull that up real quick and we'll play this. And if you want to send the other thing, go ahead and do that too.
Yeah, this other thing's funny for the end.
I'm discouraged about my job as a representative and also just what happens here at the Capitol. We sat in a committee all day discussing whether or not somebody that buys little children, these are 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old kids, they buy them for sex, that we tried to get a bill through, Representative Bradley sent one through, that was going to put these buyers in jail. Right now, most of the time, they get off on probation. Almost all the time, they get off on probation after buying a child and raping a little child. And we tried to say, well, they need to at least serve a minimum of 4 years. And then we sat and listened to the Democrats fight against this bill, fight against putting these people in jail, and came up with all kinds of reasons, including that these buyers are victims themselves. This is very discouraging, and it's also very disgusting for me that they would actually defend this. And then they voted completely along party lines. The Democrats voted 100% that they did not want to put these pedophiles in jail. They defended the pedophiles. This is why it's so difficult sometimes to do what we do around here. We know we're on the side of right, we know we're on the side of morality, and we get shot down by, I do not understand the thought process behind this, but we do get shot down. This is why I would encourage you to do a few things to help us with this.
Yep.
First, if you believe in prayer at all, please pray. We are fighting truly dark forces here. This is not okay. This is evil stuff that we're dealing with. And if you have the ability to come up and testify on bills or anything like this, please do so. Your voice is very important to what we're trying to accomplish around here. We are the minority, but with you, we become a powerful force.
Yeah, I agree with that personally. I mean, look, is the right 100% right, to lack of a better pun, on everything? Absolutely not. I mean, they have their issues. Obviously, I have big issues with the Republican Party right now. But when I see certain things that the Democrat Party is promoting, this being one of them, where they are literally trying to put what they call MAPs, maps, minor attracted persons or people, and they're trying to add them to the LGBTQ plus community, that they're trying to normalize pedophilia. And I know they're trying to say, oh, well, we don't try to, sexualize your children in schools with these books that have supposedly been banned or whatever. But they kind of are. I mean, when they're making speeches about how we have to treat these people with respect, they're just a different sexual orientation. No, this is where there's got to be a line in the sand drawn somewhere. And I'm sorry, I draw the line at pedophilia. I'm sorry, I just do.
Yeah.
And if this is where they're going to take it, I'm not voting for anybody that is going to support that. But what any thoughts on it yourself? Brandon's already got a headache.
Wild, son.
Yeah, well, let's put it. Let's kind of put it in a short and sweet way, and we'll just say this is now not parody anymore. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they say Simpsons predicted stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll tell you what. Have you ever heard of karma clearing?
Sorry, hold on. What is it called again? I'm sorry.
Karma clearing.
Karma clearing.
It's something that these evil elites do with the Simpsons or South Park or something like that. They tell us what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. I didn't know there was a term
because, well, I didn't know it until a few weeks ago. I was listening to one of the Badlands podcasts, and that's what they called it. And it makes perfect sense because we live in a free will earth, right?
Yeah.
If I say, hey, Eric, I'm going to hit you and you don't move, it's your fault, right?
Right.
So if they're telling us, hey, men are going to start breastfeeding babies and we don't do anything to stop it, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if you
somebody
tell
wrote that so many years ago, but I guarantee that was the agenda all along because trans women can't have babies.
right,
Okay. If you fucking up the hormones of every person on the planet, you ain't going to be able to reproduce anymore. And the kids that are here, they're making sex slaves or selling them on the black market for parts. The adrenochrome, that's real. So
yeah,
you
I
can
know my
only
dad's
get
talking about that
that.
a lot.
You can only get that from somebody who's in fear. Your body produces it when you're in fear.
Well, you know what was
So you-
predicting that? The movie Monsters Incorporated.
Yes.
I mean,
exactly.
they're trying to scare
Yep.
children to get something that they needed. In this
Yeah.
case, would be adrenochrome. I mean, there's been a
Yeah.
lot of movies who have foreshadowed things like that before. I mean, just look at any movie about like AI and stuff has foreshadowed that over the years. I mean, there's been all sorts of stuff that, again, if you
Yeah.
tell the general masses a lie or something long enough and hard enough, they will believe it. I mean, how many times have we seen, again, I'm not saying both sides don't do this, but we've definitely seen it mostly from the left when they'll say, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, when there's evidence to the contrary that it happened exactly the way you're saying it happened, but they've said it and said it and said it. They've drilled it into people's heads. It's become fact. That doesn't make it real or fact. There's a lot of fact checkers out there who are saying stuff that is not fact. So unfortunately, that's the world we live in, and it's hard to determine what is truth from fiction. But there is an objective truth out there. You have to have good discernment, and I believe that comes from the good Lord above. But it's hard to find out, and it really isn't. It's just something you gotta.
I just want to go back to common sense.
Yeah,
You know,
and
I've worked with
think that's
so
what a
many
lot of
people
want.
with college degrees that burn freaking water. I want common sense.
But I think there's a lot of people on the left and
You
right.
know who
who
I'm
just
talking
want-
about, Brandon.
Right.
Eric knows them too.
Right. I mean, just common sense in general. And there's a lot of people on the left who want that as well. It's just
And-
the left itself has gone so far radical, I think.
And I'm not going to go into details, but I know somebody that graduated as a biochemist and is involved with the P word.
Yeah. I mean, and unfortunately, I don't know if any of these people will ever be brought to justice. I think it's just the world we're going to be in now. And I mean, I would love to think that, people want to say, oh, Trump will go after his political opponents if he gets arrested. I kind of believe that's what's happening now to him.
Yeah.
But there would be people on the left who say
pay
it's
attention to it right now.
Yeah,
You
and I
know
know
what they did?
What?
300 what is it? $384 million he has to pay to New York.
And we're
That
almost gonna get into
has
that
to be
in a second, so
paid in
good segue.
cash. It's a bond. He has to pay it.
Well, I don't even think he'll have to pay it due to on appeal. We'll have to wait and see if he has to owe any of that $400 million or whatever from the Eugene Carroll. Which again, when you got a woman who can't even remember the event or what she was doing or where
No, that whole thing came out of a freaking Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, she was wearing supposedly a dress or something that wasn't even made at the time that she supposedly wore it. I mean, things like that. When you're valuing his property at $18 million, when there's a property next door that's worth over 20, and it doesn't even have half of what Mar-a-Lago has on it, including the golden toilets, you can't tell me that he undervalued it. It's just, I don't know. It just feels wrong in this case.
It feels so dumb that it's fake. And I have 666 followers. That's weird.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of the money, well, that'll segue us into our last bit of the show here. I wanted to ask Miranda how long it'll be before she has a pair of these beauties right here.
Check out these ones.
I like those ones. I like the white ones better. If somebody wants to buy them for me.
Look, is it ridiculous? Yes. $400 for a shoe. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't pay $400 for any shoe.
No, you can't say anything about being ridiculous.
I know. Good point. Good point.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I was just gonna let that slide. You're right.
I was gonna let him get up there and just knock him down.
I'll call your ass out.
I guess for me, shoes isn't something I would spend my money on. But there are people who spend thousands of dollars on shoes. So
we know somebody who spends thousands of dollars on shoes.
Right.
We won't name her. but
Yeah,
right. But this guy here
Yeah.
spent
Her and
9.
her.
This guy here,
Yeah.
what's his name? His name is Roman Scharf. I think it's how you pronounce it. Is an American veteran and patriot who spent the last 48 hours when this was posted being slandered and defamed. Why? Because he bought a pair of the Trump shoes and he spent $9,000 on these at an auction that was signed by the former president. And this is what happened to him.
Bought a pair of sneakers, these sneakers. And apparently they made me a Russian oligarch overnight. Here's how. Guys, I'm a sneakerhead. I'm also a U.S. Army veteran. And yes, I am a Republican.
Some people collect sneakers.
The title of the article read, "A Russian oligarch spends $9,000 on sneakers to support Trump." Sounds sketchy, but I actually came from Ukraine at the time of the Soviet Union. I came here at the age of 13 as a refugee, but my dad had $4 in his pocket. I busted my ass working every dirty job under the sun to get where I am today in order to be able to afford to buy these $9,000 pair of collectible sneakers. But I guess the headline of Russian refugee, Ukrainian refugee, or perhaps maybe just a man, that would not get as many clicks as a Russian oligarch. I even saw a tweet from a Ukrainian patriot that said, a Russian shady watch dealer bought $9,000 pair of sneakers as a way to move money to Russia somehow. Of course, I kindly asked the author to check the fact that my own charity raised over $250,000 of aid to Ukraine since that war has started, before putting out accusations of stupid tweets, if you will. I wasn't trying to make a political statement by buying these shoes. Of course, the internet blew up. I'm getting comments and messages from on IG from people saying, "Oh, I am no longer following you, or I'm unfollowing you because you're a Trump supporter and I'm no longer doing business with you." It's funny, here I am, maybe I'm silly. I thought that people done business with Luxury Bazaar because we've been in business for 21 years because of trust, because of personalized customer service that we provide and great pricing. But I guess I was wrong. You know what saddens me the most about this whole situation is that over something as stupid as a pair of sneakers, it showed me so clearly once again on just how divided our country is. With that said, guys, there's not a mean tweet in the world. There's not an IG post. There's not a news article that's going to stop me from being who I am. And that is a patriot of this country, a country that once let in a 13-year-old immigrant and gave me the opportunity to be where I am today. And I'm going to be thankful for that for the rest of my life. You want to hate me for wanting this country to be great again? Go ahead and judge the sneakerhead. But no matter what, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May sound cliche, but that's how I feel. Thank you, and God bless America.
Eric, we're saying the pledge. Next one.
Oh yeah, I bet you. I mean, I still remember. I had to say it every day in class when I was growing up.
I
They
did
don't
too.
even.
I do too.
I don't think they teach that in school nowadays.
Mhm.
If they do, it's optional. I'm not even sure if it's that anymore. To be honest, to be considered, racist or
Rich.
something. Yeah, these days. So
Yeah,
but it's
it's
just funny.
easy.
It's just funny to me how okay, yeah, sneakers are silly for him to sell. Okay, and they're saying, oh, he's trying to sell all that money to reimburse the $400 million he just lost. People gotta understand the man's worth $2.6 billion with a B. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's say he loses the whole 400 million and the 87,000 a day or whatever until he pays it or whatever it is. They're trying to bankrupt the man, or they think they're trying to bankrupt the man. But here's the thing: they're not going to bankrupt him. This comes from CNN
Yeah, I
themselves
seen this
about
shit.
the merger of Truth Social, Trump's social media. So let's check this
Yeah,
out.
we got stock in True Social,
Yeah,
Brandon.
so
Just so you
very
know.
interesting. And Augie, in fact, was the one who pointed this out to me. Trump's Truth Social share worth. So back in 2022, it was about 700 million. Last year, it was less than 100 million. But there's this idea, essentially, that Truth Social will, in fact, be able to go public. And how much would Trump's shares be worth if it does, in fact, go public? It could be upwards of $4 billion. That's billion with a B, not million with an M. Now, of course, keep in mind that Trump can't sell these stocks for another 6 months. But the fact is, we've had all this bad news for Trump. This could be good financial news for Donald Trump.
Yes. So that right there, it's like, okay,
So at that
well, they're
point,
going
you
to
could just
bankrupt
take
the
those.
man, but if this goes through, he's going to triple his net worth.
So at the same time, it's like you could try to take that. You could just go ahead and take that 400 million and call it good. I guess.
I mean, the man's not going bankrupt anytime soon. Even if they tried to kick him out of New York completely, I mean, it's just a shame that this has to happen. The left wants to talk about how much he's going to do these things, act like a dictator, and do all this stuff. But look, you can believe what some of the stuff they say about him or not, but what they're doing to him is going after a political opponent. He is the leading candidate of the opposing party at this point, whether you like that or not. He is, and the fact that you could say it's justice, but I guarantee you, justice and accountability for the left right now is going after Trump. But if it's the shoes on the other foot, if Trump gets reelected and he goes after, like, say, people like Biden, who's also broken the law, which they've recently proven, they're going to say he's a dictator, he's fascist, he's Hitler. No. It's not, you can't have it both ways. It's either justice for all or for none. That's all I got to say about it.
You can't say Biden's a criminal. He is literally, unable to.
He's not
prosecuted in court. He's not mentally competent enough to be prosecuted.
Yeah, he's mentally unfit to stand trial, but he's mentally fit to be the president. You can't have that both ways either. I'm sorry.
And I didn't say that. His own people said that shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I mean, his own DOJ said that. So there's that.
Well, Nikki Haley won't drop out yet either. She's gonna lose her own state.
Yeah, literally, Nikki Haley lost to nobody or anybody else on the ballot.
Yeah.
There was no name. It was nobody else. And she lost to nobody else. Insane.
Well, I think
it's like losing to a dead man.
There holding the place, though. She's just a placeholder right now. Yeah. She's going to drop out. And
it might happen tomorrow. We'll see.
I feel bad. I've had to be so mean to her on Twitter, but.
Well, when she said she was going to raise
Trump long enough to know that all that shit that's coming out of your mouth right now is a lie.
Well, when she said she was going to raise retirement age to 70, I was like, well, she's not getting that now.
Oh, speaking of, your nieces and nephews are homeschooled, right? Your sister may like this if she didn't hear of this. Trump is proposing a $10,000 tax rebate.
I saw that. Yeah,
per child that is
homeschooled. Yeah, $10,000 rebate for each child. So good reason to vote for. I mean, you got Joe Biden, who's supposedly going against Supreme Court rulings and forgiving student loans when he's actually just passing that debt off to other taxpayers like you and me who did their job, and I paid my student loans off. Yeah. He's not actually forgiving them. He's just taking the burden off of them so they'll vote for him. If you want to say, Trump's doing that by trying to offer the $10,000, okay. But do you want the $10,000 or no? I mean, you can do that. But here's the thing. And we'll end the show with this here with a little bit on a lighter note. Again, speaking of the fact that, Trump, he's got enough.
Richie trash. Yo, Richie trash.
What did I say?
You said
Rich.
I said what?
No.
Oh, Rich. Sorry. I didn't see the comment. My bad. Yeah, you got to homeschool him, though. That's the key. You
trash for that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Trump's got enough money. Did you realize? I know he had The Apprentice, but did you realize he has his own game show still?
No.
Well, we're about to watch an episode of this. I thought you guys would find this funny to end the show here. We'll end on a little bit of a lighter note. So without further ado, this is Trump, and he's hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with his contestant, Joe Biden.
Welcome to the most ridiculous show of our time, a show that makes you think that someday you too will win something and break out of your hamster wheel. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Our contestant today is the old and wrinkly all-time sleeper, Joe Biden. Hello, Joe.
Hello. Thank you for letting me be here.
And are you well rested, or do you still need a warm milk and a snuggle blanket?
No, everything is fine. I made a power boo-boo backstage.
Very good. Let's get started then.
Get started with what?
With the show, you idiot.
Oh, yes. Let's get started.
Let's get to the 10-cent question so we can warm up. It's very easy. Even the walking Alzheimer's like you should know that.
I gotta admit, the deepfake's pretty good.
Which vegetable?
This is what AI.
You're going to have to show what I sent you on X then after this.
Well, although I have the mental maturity of a goldfish, I'm pretty sure it's sea mushrooms.
Are you sure?
As sure as my balance on a bicycle.
Mushrooms is right. Congratulations. You are not completely retarded yet.
I knew it. I told you so. The president can do something.
Yeah, shut up, you granny. Now we come to the $1 question. Now it's time for you to use your old gray cells a little bit more. Joe, do you dare to do that?
I do not know. I am hungry and tired. I am also slightly confused and want to go home.
Take your pills, Joe. Can someone bring him a blankie? I think Baby Yoda is tired. What do you call a Mexican snake? Is it El Snaco, Legless Immigrant, Sancos Locos, or D, Balalela Mamba?
The answer is easy. That's what you used to sing when you designed the wall. It's D, Balalala Mamba.
That's right. I love this song. Let's lock in D. And D is right. Wow, Joe. For sometimes confusing the kitchen with the toilet. You're not bad.
Yes, I bet my mom is proud of me.
Don't drag your poor mama into this. Are you ready for the next question? This time it's about $5, almost as much as the money you donate to Ukraine.
I feel very fit and capable right now. I am. I have, if that, but also, yes, I want an ice cream.
Close your mouth. The studio's already full of flies.
I want a peppermint.
Joe,
How's Mike Pence,
concentrate.
though?
Looking at you, I get the feeling we don't have that much time. What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Is it A, a night in Vegas, B, nobody knows, C, Michael Jackson, or is it D, body positivity?
That's a question that nobody has an answer to. That's why I would say B, nobody knows.
We lock in B, and B is indeed correct. Wow, Joe. I wish you'd put as much effort into this as you did when you were in the office. Let's get on with it before you lose your winning streak. What is Forrest Gump's password? Is it A, Gumpy Dumpy, B, Joe Mama, C, Cocklate, or is it D, One Forrest One?
The question is a bit tricky. Let me think for a moment.
Joe, do not fall asleep.
For what? Is it Christmas already?
Oh my God, what a grandpa.
Let me think for a second.
Don't fall asleep again, Joe.
Yes, okay. I think it is One Forrest One.
D is right. I'd love to give you a high five, but I'm afraid you'll break your hand in the process. Let's move on to the next question. What do you call an alligator in a vest? Is it Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin, an investigator, or is it Joe after a visit to the solarium?
It's an easy question. I have a lot of those in the White House. It's C, investigator.
Are you sure? There's a lot at stake. There's a whole $20 and a McSunday on the line.
As sure as my quick wit.
All right, then we lock in. And C is actually right. You can do something, Joe. Keep it up, and you might win enough money to buy some new training wheels.
The fact that he still.
What do you call a dog that performs magic tricks? Is it A, a dogician, B, David Copperfield after the shower, C, David Copperfield before the shower, or is it D, a labracadabrador?
That is difficult. I'd almost say it's B, David Copperfield after the shower, but I'm not sure.
Maybe you want to use one of your jokers.
The Joker scares me. I can only watch it when the sun is shining.
Not the movie, you idiot. You still have the audience joker, the 50-50 joker, or the telephone joker.
Then I'll take the telephone
lifeline.
joker.
Maybe it's
all right.
or
Let's
another
dial
joker.
the number on file. Who are we calling? Joe Mama?
Which number? I don't know. I can't remember numbers.
Hello, who is this?
Hello, this is Donald
hell.
from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You're live and on the air. Joe has chosen you to be the telephone joker and needs your help with the question right now.
What the Joe? I told you to delete my number.
Hi, Barack. How are you?
Shut up, Joe. Don't bust my balls. What do you want? I'm playing basketball with the cool guys.
Then I will make it short, Barack. Believe me, we are both suffering.
Thanks, Donald.
So the question is, what do you call a dog that does magic tricks? Is it A, a dogician, B, David Copperfield after the shower, C, David Copperfield before the shower, or is it D, a labracadabrador?
That should be easy. Wait a minute. Hey, David, what do you call a dog that performs magic tricks? Is it you? I don't know. What do you call your dog? Oh, okay. Are you still there?
Yeah.
It is D, a labracadabrador.
All right, thanks for your help. Joe, will you also decide on D, labracadabrador?
What was the question again? I am confused.
Breathe, boy, breathe. Without oxygen, your goldfish can't work up there.
I'm hanging up now. It's been over 20 minutes since I put on a new suit.
All right, see you around.
Ciao, carrot parrot.
I love it when he calls me that. So we lock in D?
Okay, if you say so.
You are so lost. Okay, we lock in D, and labracadabrador is right. You were really lucky again. And you've been awake for more than 10 minutes. It's getting critical, isn't it, Joe?
I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to go to bed.
Then let's move to the next question before you piss all over my studio. Why is Peter Pan always flying? Is it A, because he never lands, B, because he lives in LA, C, because he skips leg day, or is it D, because he's glitched out of the server?
Whew, that's pretty hard. I don't watch Peter Pan. The pirate always scares me so much. What is glitching?
That's what your brain does sometimes.
So stop working?
Joe, let's leave it before you get overwhelmed. Just answer the question.
Can I use the 50-50 joker?
Sure, that's what it's there for. Use it like the tax money of our citizens.
Nothing easier than that. And I'll take the 50-50 joker.
All right. And that leaves A, because he never lands, and C, because he skips leg day.
Then it must be A for sure.
Are you sure?
Not 100%, but I think Michael Jackson told me about it once. I think it's A, because he never lands.
Then we lock it in. And A is right. Wow, Joe, you've made it as far as your legs would ever carry
I
you.
don't know what the comma's about.
Thank goodness you're sitting on
Yeah,
a
I don't know
chair. Let's move on to the second to last question. Are you excited yet, Joe?
I have to pee.
We'll be done in a minute. So the second to last question, what did Jay-Z call his wife before they got married? Is it bitch, snitch, witch, or is it fiance?
I'm not sure.
You have to decide. Or are you going to give up?
No, I don't like to give up. The only thing that gives up with me is my balance on hot summer days.
Then please give me your answer.
I can't say bad words or I won't be allowed to listen to my Peter Pan CD. So I say D, fiance.
We lock in D. And D is right. Joe, you are still here. Who would have thought it? Viewers are wondering how you made it this far,
$18.
just like when you were in office.
My secret is I just smile and walk through doors where my guardian says I can't go in there alone. And as long as I don't pee my pants, I'm a good boy.
Enough of that, you nasty prick. Let's talk about my time in office now, and let's get right to the last question too, Joe. What did the Secret Service have to say during my tenure when we were under attack? Is it A, hold your guns at your sides? B, put your tiny hands up? C, shoot it, I'm climbing back over the wall? Or is it D, Donald Duck?
That's easy. The Secret Service still uses that. I think it's because they just don't think I'm cool enough. But it's D, Donald Duck.
You also have the audience joker that you can use.
Then I take the audience joker.
So what does the audience say? The audience's answer is go fuck yourself. Very helpful for you, Joe, even outside this show.
Then I'll stick with D.
I bet you like to stick with the D. All right, then we log in D. And D is right. Congratulations, Joe. You earned $20 and a smack in the back of the head. Now get the fuck out of my studio before you pee your pants.
Thank you for having me here. The studio is as low budget as your fake hair.
The only thing that's fake is the fake news.
Wow.
It's like those Call of Duty videos.
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be funny to throw it in here. Brandon likes to give us or send us these Call of Duty videos, whether guys are playing the game or voicing old presidents and current presidents and whatever it might be. But yeah, so yeah, he still has a game show. The Apprentice, move over.
That.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna have to tune in.
What did you want me to pull up here? Did you have something you wanted to show Brandon or Miranda before we left?
Yeah. I should have sent it to you on X. There's a video and a picture.
Oh yes, okay. Yeah, which this yeah, this will bring up a couple little interesting bits of
a few moments later.
Brandon. Yeah, so yeah, this was video of Trump and Nancy Pelosi walking along.
You say
the
Trump,
tarmac.
right? Don't put that
I'm
man
sorry,
up like
Biden.
that.
Biden, yeah, Trump and Nancy Pelosi ain't holding hands nowhere. But yeah, going to the old folks home. They weren't going to the old folks home, in fairness, but that's funny. So they were on the tarmac heading to a helicopter, but they are definitely shuffling along very, very slowly there. But
and then the
of
picture.
course, yeah, did you hear about the commander? They had to ship him off to a family member or something because he was too busy biting Secret Service.
Bruh.
Yeah, bruh is right. Which to me, I mean, again, I don't want to say he's like a bad dog owner or anything. Maybe he is, but to me, does that picture right now? Obviously, the cone is digitally put in, but the fact that he's holding the dog, and that this part's real. The fact he's holding the dog by the collar like that, does that scream? If you're a true dog lover, and that dog loves you, would he be like underneath your shoulder, trying to sit on your lap and trying to lick you? I mean, you could say he's well trained, I suppose.
Not very close to him at all.
Look, you've been to my house. You see how Ray acts when people come in the door. You see how we respond to her way she acts when people come in the door. The only time you do that is when you know your dog is aggressive, and there's probably people walking by or whatever the case may be. So therefore, he holds on to it to make sure it doesn't do anything it's not supposed to fucking do. So to say the dog is well trained, I don't know. It's already bit 2 people already, right?
24 Secret Service members.
Oh, 20. Then no.
Yeah, 24. And I guess the other dog he had, Major, was doing the same thing. They let him. I don't know if they shipped him off to like, a farm in the sky that had plenty of room to run or what. But they had to get rid of that dog too.
Put him down.
I mean, I don't know. It makes you go, is it the dog? Or, I mean, let's be honest. If he's trying to take commands from Joe, he's going to be saying, he's not going to understand the command. So I don't know. Anyway, we're having a little fun here at the president's expense. God knows. God forbid we have a little fun. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. But anyway, that's just our little bit of political commentary here on the channel. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys like that or what? I don't know. We're probably gonna keep doing it. That's just absurd. Is that about all you guys got tonight? Or do you guys want to get out of here for the evening? That's about it. All righty.
I gotta take a poop anyway.
All righty. Well, I guess if that's
all
all
that talk about poop, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. Don't get me started. Anyway, I guess we'll get out of here then. Where can we find you guys on the social medias?
He said, well, hold on, one time.
On the interwebs. Oh, Rich.
Hold on. Oh.
So, yeah, well, the cone is definitely doing that. Maybe. Look, if we can't have a sense of humor about this, what can we do? So, I mean, yeah, I think he's nailed it on the head. You ask me. So yeah. So, where can we find you guys online?
Go ahead, man.
Miranda Nicole 84 on X or Miranda Dixon 528 on TikTok now.
Yeah, we got to put that in the description too.
Yeah.
And the Dragon's Den Facebook
Miranda
group or page as well.
Yep. Dragon's Den Facebook. Hopefully we'll be live from there next time.
That'd be great.
Brandon?
You can find me. I was gonna say something clever, but never mind. It's a song that popped in my head. Nah, you can find me at Mr. Get Some on X. You can find me on Facebook if you know my name. And the Lost Cartel on Rumble, which I'm gonna get that up and going too. So you can catch this
there as well.
VOD there afterward. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some other stuff on that channel too. So it's, yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the Lost Cartel on Rumble, please do so. Like I said, we got some fun stuff planned there. We already got a couple videos up now. So
definitely go check that out. You can find some of those videos on my channel as well. You can look at me up on YouTube by searching Eric JEL, or you can find me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at the same place at Eric JEL with a J. Oh, I thought she was gonna say something else.
I was. I'm on Substack too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said,
that in the description, though, I think.
Yeah, all this stuff is in the description box below, so definitely check all that out. Don't forget to hit the like on this video, share this video as well, and definitely subscribe to my channel as well. So until our next video, guys, thank you for watching. Probably won't be as long like this every single time. We had a lot to cover tonight, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and God bless.
Yep. Later. Rich, text me, son.
Bye, Rich. Yes. Have a
I
good night.
wanted to be somebody, with somebody who will believe in me so much.